discussing that and what's going on. But I want to get back to Ellen DeGeneres.
Okay, yeah. So what's your follow-up on
I'm like
this?
a dog with a bone, right? So
You are.
Ellen has issued an apology
Right.
to her staff and all the people that have been engaged or involved.
Right.
Can people have a bad day? You know,
I've had a bajillion bad days.
Right. And I've talked with other people, right? And other people have said, you know something? Sometimes there's a difference, right? When the show is on, you're on. And you don't get to be not on, right? Because this is your livelihood. This is what you do.
Right.
And a lot of people follow Ellen DeGeneres and love what she does.
She's very popular, and her show is very entertaining. Like I said, I've watched it a handful of times over the years. Very entertaining. It looks like the guests are having a great time. There's usually some kind of prank involved, which who doesn't love a good prank?
Right.
Unless it's a clown on the back of a door, but that's a whole other thing in a studio, okay?
Oh, yeah. As unicorns take over my desk. So what's the other side of this? How about Katy Perry? Katy Perry says, I know I can't speak for anyone else's experience besides my own, but I want to acknowledge that I have only ever had positive takeaways from my time with Ellen and on the Ellen Show. I think we all have witnessed the light and continual fight for equality that she has brought the world through her platform for decades. Sending you love and a hug, friend at the Ellen Show.
Okay.
So there's another side, right?
Yeah, and there's always two sides to the story. And again, if you are entertaining people on the screen, is that how you have to act off screen? I think it's because I think why this has really made big news. It's because you've had a number of people collectively get together and they've made some pretty significant accusations. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, are you allowed to have a bad day? Yeah, but even when you're having a bad day, you don't have to take it out on somebody else, I guess.
Well, but she comes up, she apologizes publicly.
Yep.
Sends out a letter, right? Katy Perry's not the only one that's jumping up on her side.
Right.
Also, her wife, Portia de Rossi, has stood by the comedian and spoken highly about her character.
Well, they've been together for a long time.
Yep. And so also Kevin Hart.
Oh, yeah, I like him.
Kevin Hart says, hey,
I
man.
like him.
Good person. I've been real good. She went to Twitter. Ellen went to Twitter and sent an emotional apology to staff and to people that have had a horrible experience. And so I think there's two sides to every story. Is there something for people to gain by knocking her down? Probably so. If nothing else, a personal boost for them, I guess. And so, you know what? Maybe we need to give Ellen an opportunity to continue to do what she's doing, and bring cheer to people and do good things in the world.
Well, when somebody again, none of us are perfect. If you apologize, I mean, my goodness, thank goodness for grace. I've had a number, family members, dear friends who I've had a bad day and I've said something I didn't mean or something came out the wrong way, and thank goodness they've accepted my apology and we've moved on. None of us are perfect.
So it is currently 8:03 here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
All right. And JP, we are looking at a little bit of a cool front here today. Only a high of 91, low of 75. Currently, we're at almost 80 degrees here in Frisco, Texas.
And tell everybody the humidity, because
only 61%.
Ah. Oh.
It's a miracle.
Ah.
It's a miracle.
Ah. Oh, I love that.
That kind of dry heat, right?
Well, I wouldn't lose my mind.
I was going to say 61% is not exactly dry heat, but
I think you've lost your mind there, Charles. We're going to not be able to share out your consulting services anymore,
yes,
Charles.
we are. We need him. He can turn us off right now, and there's nothing we can do.
Well, that's true. That is a true
We would have to hope
statement.
that Jacob would jump in.
Let's do him. Bye. I'm out. Don't call on me.
When are we getting to the Jeep story?
Well, at 8:30. But we need Jacob to come on over and take the seat and the
yes,
microphone and the headset.
Come on over, Jacob.
A lot of you have received something from me on Instagram, if you follow me on Instagram. And it is...
It's not you.
It's not me, but it's setting people up to want to donate money. And it's like there's this tragic thing that's happened in my life, And, interestingly enough, I have a very, very nice, very close following. Again, I'm a hopeless romantic, so deep relationships are important to me.
Yes.
And so my friendships are deep, and I have a lot of friendships. And I've got friends that actually considered putting their credit card online and donating to what my issue was, which I had no issue.
And what's scary is when you look at it, it's an old picture of you back from your early days as a judge. So somebody could be confused because, well, how did they get a hold of a picture of you in your robe? You know what? Anybody could go grab that from any old news article, JP. I mean, they honestly could.
Yep.
And then they, what I noticed and where I knew, first of all, it barely had any followers. So I'm like, okay, JP always has, you've got like a bajillion followers on everything. So I knew with just a handful of followers, it couldn't have been you. And if you look really close, all your stuff is always JP for JP. When you ran for Justice of the Peace, that was your thing, JP for JP. My two children, who are now, one's an adult and one's almost an adult, have been calling you JP for JP since they were born, and they still call you, oh, hi, JP for JP. It's not, hey, Judge Payton, it's hey, JP for JP.
Right.
On this account, they had put P for JP. And so if you didn't look closely at the title for you, and so immediately, and when Charles sent that over, I was like, oh, this is fake for these reasons. But even the youth of America can get punked.
Well, here's the thing. So, Jacob,
is that it?
No, it's okay.
Punked isn't the thing anymore.
We love you.
Yeah, okay. Jacob's like, oh Lord, how old is this lady?
There's your real one there.
Yeah, and there's the real one. Yeah, if you're on the screen right now and you're looking at this, that is actually, I converted JP for JP a long time ago.
To JP, Kathy, and the crew.
To JP, Kathy, and the crew. But somebody revived. And if you notice, there's also not very many pictures. I don't know if you can scroll.
I think those are the only... I guess there were a few more pictures. And it was like a picture from one event. Pictures from one event.
Right. But there weren't a lot of pictures.
Right.
And so, Jacob, first of all, how old? First of all, thank you for joining JP, Kathy, and the crew and being a part of making this a new thing.
He
we
makes
love
us
that.
Hip. He helped us get on Twitch.
Well, he does rock. I don't know about the hip stuff because we don't know.
Oh, is hip not cool anymore?
Not cool, Kathy.
Jacob, is hip not a cool term?
Kathy, it's okay.
He's so respectful.
Is
He's
it
not
dope?
even going to...
Is it
Dope is coming back.
It is coming. It's fighting back, but even your dad is like way off. Like, dude.
Dope is
Jacob,
coming back.
what do we do with these old
Finally.
people? We need younger people on the set, Jacob. We got to get rid of these old
I mean,
people.
that's why you got me, right?
That's
There you
exactly.
go.
You get
Thank
closer
you
to the
very
microphone, though.
much.
We'll help you with that so people can hear you.
All right.
So, Jacob, thank you for joining us this morning and coming out and exposing yourself to the world. So we love that. Keep your clothes on because you're underage. I said exposing, ha-ha, ding, 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 boom.
No, not that way. He's going to tell us about how you can be
17,
taken.
remember that.
He's underage.
Yeah, he's going to talk to you
I'm a
about
minor
how...
here.
You're a
John.
minor
Yes.
child.
Well, he's going to tell us about how
But you
even
can go
if
to
you're
jail,
younger,
so be careful.
even if you're younger, you've got to watch out. People are always trying to hack you.
Why are you stealing the thunder?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, man,
I thought you
you're
were getting ready to take a sip of coffee.
No, you're being a thunderclapper. Stop it.
No, now that's no.
Stop it.
No,
Have another
JP.
Oh, have a Corona.
No, pro nuts.
Oh, I thought you said Corona.
No.
Bring me a beer, Chuck.
No.
So, Jake, let's get this going.
We love you, Charles.
Jacob, first of all,
Why,
tell
thank
everybody,
you, kind
your dad's
sir.
already done it, but tell everybody how old you are.
I'm
you.
17.
How long have you been playing in the virtual world, in the internet, on gaming systems? How long have you been doing that stuff?
I honestly do not know.
Would you say
as long
for
as you can remember?
Would you say for more than a year?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Probably at
Oh,
least
yeah.
more like 10 years.
Since Wii Sports, with the Wii.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
played on
all
the
of that,
Wii.
yeah.
I played
Oh,
on the
remember
Wii.
that.
So here's the question then, right? The question is, you're pretty tech savvy. Would you say that that's correct?
Yes,
Okay. In fact, you're probably almost more tech savvy than Dad
I like to think so.
at this point, right?
Oh, I love it.
Keep thinking.
But you know what though? Dad says that, but it's a proud parent moment when your
Oh.
child learns from what you've given them and take it beyond you.
And they take it to the next
That's
level.
right.
We
Absolutely.
cloned. This is the best clone I could come up with.
There you go. You've done a great job. He is such a nice, smart young man, very respectful, very kind. If this is the next generation, we're okay.
Oh,
He got
goodness
the height.
gracious,
He
yes.
got the height I always wanted.
There you
Right.
go.
Amen to that. But let's
He
not,
did take it to the next level. Literally,
yeah,
he's
but
several
we're-
inches
okay,
taller.
you know what? This is perfect opportunity. Rabbit hole, rabbit hole, rabbit hole. Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back.
Squirrels.
Uni. Yeah.
So, Jacob, tell us what happened. It's funny. You walk in the door here, right? First date, I'm like, I don't like you right now. I don't want to talk to you. Why did I say I didn't like you? Didn't want to talk to you?
Because on the Facebook Messenger, I received a link to a video that wasn't actually a video, and it sends you to this site which looks like Facebook, but it's not actually Facebook, and it prompts you to log in using your credentials. So I wasn't thinking. I didn't even.
Yeah.
I didn't
It's just kinda
process it.
force
I
of
just
habit when
like,
that
I just gotta
prompt
log.
comes up.
I just gotta log in. I logged in, and then it never showed me a video, and I was like, oh, whatever. It's probably just messed up or something. So I just didn't worry about it. And then I look through the messenger, and I just see you've sent this video to like literally everyone. So I'm just like, great, I just got hacked. So
Well, and I guess
well,
what
it's not even hacking, because you're literally just giving them your credentials by logging in. So they're just logging into your account and just sending all the things, so that they send it to other people, and then those people click on it and they send it to their people, and it spreads like wildfire.
Well, it's viral at that point. But Jacob, I guess what I'm wanting to get at the crux of this interview is that here you are, you're pretty tech savvy. You're a young guy.
he is very
We've been
tech
putting-
savvy.
Yeah, absolutely. We've
Yeah.
been putting tech in his hands since he was 9, 10 years old, maybe even a little younger than that,
Yep.
especially if you were with Uncle John, because Uncle John loved playing video games too. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about your actual Uncle John.
He's like, wait, which?
Because I've known Uncle John before Jacob was a twinkle in anybody's eye. So, and played video games with him, by the way, on a Sega, no less.
Wow.
Yeah, that goes
Kick it
way
old
back.
school.
Yeah, we used to play a helicopter game. Pretty cool stuff. Anyways, point is that here you are, a young man, tech savvy, and because we have become accustomed to having to re-authenticate our
Yes.
usernames,
Right.
passwords, somebody got smart, and instead of the obvious, stupid, we're going to take advantage of you, give us your financial information, straightforward
Yes,
question.
Nigerian prince.
Right. They say, hey, man, re-authenticate for us.
Give me your bank information.
And here you are, tech savvy on top of it, and you went ahead and you did, and you gave me your information. That's how easy it is nowadays.
Yeah.
Because they take and now they get in our heads on what we're used to. Because otherwise you wouldn't have ever done it, right?
They exploit our what we're used to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, I mean, Jacob, I'm sure there's a number of sites that you're on, or apps that you're on, where you have to either do the touch re-authenticate. Is that what you're saying? Where you put your thumb for the password, or you have to log back in, like if you've been out for. So again, it is taking advantage of habitual things that we have going on. That's what's so scary. And we've all seen those videos in Facebook Messenger, and I'm like, it always strikes me funny. I don't use Messenger a ton, and I know there are friends of mine who the 3 years I've been on Facebook have never sent me a message in Messenger. And if all of a sudden they're sending me a video, I'm gonna say, "Is this real?" Kind of a thing.
Right.
But it's so easy to fall into that. It's scary.
And
that
just like
there are people like that out there.
If you're not sure, just don't click on it.
Yeah.
Just don't click
Yep.
on it.
Yep.
Well, the key is this. The key is stop. It's kind of like the whole when you smell fire or you see smoke, right? Stop, drop, roll. In this instance, because it's a fire sale, they get your information, man, it's gone. And they're going to try to steal all your friends' information as well. So it's stop.
See, that's scary.
Oh, yeah. Stop, watch, and move on. Don't click it. Don't put information in. Don't update your information. Verify that that is truly the platform asking for your information. I didn't even get that. And I've got people contact friends. I got a friend of mine this morning at 6:30 who's an assistant superintendent down in Marble Falls going, John, I almost helped you out, And then, because it looked like there was something real going wrong up there. And then I realized, wait a minute. And then his son Hayden got the same request. And it's like, no, I think these people, this John's been hacked. And sure enough, John had been hacked. Again, they took an old profile that I haven't used in, 3-4 years, that I converted to JP, Kathy, and the crew on Instagram and went out and tried to get people. I mean, it's that easy, and that's what's going on. So do be careful out there. Be very, very careful. We want to welcome Anthony Cisneros to the show this morning.
Good
Hello,
morning.
Anthony. Yeah.
Actually, Anthony and Christy are going to be doing some Victory 2020 t-shirts for us, so we're super excited to be working with them. If you need really nice, high-quality t-shirts for a very reasonable price, get in touch with Anthony or Christy.
I want to say Blue Lives Matter at this point, although I want to go ahead and take just a short station identification break. Don't go anywhere. We're not going anywhere. It's currently 8:13 here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
All right, JP, we've got a high of 91 today. We have a low of 75, and currently we are sitting at 79 degrees. So enjoy a little bit of a
Reprieve.
cold front, I guess, or reprieve from the extreme August heat that usually plagues us.
Absolutely. We are JP, Kathy, and the crew. We come to you live Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 7:30 to 9 o'clock. And we love doing it. We
love
were
you.
going to transition to a
Mwah.
matinee, and we decided not to, and we had an alert. Uh-oh, an alert. Follow us, follow us, follow us, like us, like us, like us. Woo, woo, woo. I do the Elvis Presley, baby. I'm going to shake it, baby. I want you, baby.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, follow us. Thank you very much. Like
And
me.
Jacob's like, oh, I'm
It's
out.
time to go.
And thank you, Jacob.
Thanks,
You're
Jacob's like, I'm
awesome.
out.
He's
I'm
like,
out.
okay, my coolness factor is going to go down if I hang around
Yeah,
these
you
two
go-
kids any longer.
Yeah, he's like, I'm out. I'm way out. But no, like us, follow us. Our goal is 100,000 followers by the time we hit June. We can only do it if you help us do it. We want to say good morning.
That's going to be to the crew's going to help us get that.
That's right. We want to
love the
say
crew. You're the reason we switched to the new format for the show.
That's right.
So we would have more freedom, and we've actually got the crew. Members of the crew are in production for some new shows on our JP, Kathy, and the Crew network.
well,
So
I'm
very
excited. We've got
exciting.
8 shows right now in the queue for August. I'm super excited about
awesome.
that. Want to say hello to Jim Devlin, who's with he's the chief of police.
Oh,
and
what?
so
Good
Blue
morning, and
Lives
thank you for
Matter.
your
We
service.
love you, Jim.
Yes, Blue Lives
Want
Matter.
to say good morning to
Back the
Sandy
blue.
Ramsey. Good morning, Sandy. And good morning to Sue Kirk.
Oh, good morning.
You know, Sue Kirk taught my sister.
I love her. Yes, she was a sub-school principal when I was a teacher at Plano East. So, and we've got Chad Green and Tony on.
Oh,
and
yeah, love
Tess.
Chad Green. Would love to hear from Chad about
Good
last
morning.
night.
Yes, Chad was
Holy
just sending
mackerel.
some pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you can call in or chime in.
Would love to hear
Chad,
that.
we would love to hear about last night.
Now, we also should be having, is it Tom Klein coming on, right?
Yes.
Oh, excellent.
So what
Yes,
time
yes.
do we have him slated for? I forgot.
8:45.
8:45. And then before that, we've got Kayla calling in. Kayla Fournay.
Yeah, I'm anxious to
Texas
hear
Jeep
this
Club.
story.
Yeah, at 8:30. So
You
we
said
definitely don't
it's
want to miss that, too.
no- You said no
Oh,
good.
it's no
bad,
Taco
bad news
Bueno.
bears. Okay,
Yeah, it's way bad. Shannon Young, good morning to you. Philip, thank you for joining us in this morning. Stephen Stanley, good to see you. Judge Russo, thanks for joining us this
Judge
morning
Russo.
as well. Rena Petting, good morning, and thanks for joining. Tony Ortiz, good morning. Jerry Williamson, thank you for joining us here at JP, Kathy, and the crew as well. Hopefully, we're going to have a barbecue and like smoking
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
Shay Drake has reached out to me. I've reached out to him. His brother has started. Derek Drake and his partners have started a company down in South Oak Cliff on beauty products and open up a storefront
How cool is that?
amidst
So you
COVID-19.
said smoking. You mean like cigars or?
No, smoking meat, man. In Texas, when you say
you know
smoking
what?
and you're an adult and you're not some vaping fool,
Well, no, but
Dude.
there is a possibility. One of the members of the crew who lives near the Austin area talked about doing a cigar a show on
now there you go.
what kind of cigars, if what goes with
Hey,
what
Webb,
and all
welcome
that
to the
kind of
show.
good
There's a
stuff.
Cigars
so.
International nearby, so
Ooh, there you go.
JP will be out there smoking with Shay Drake. Of course, I'll learn from he's an expert. There's absolutely no doubt about that. Also want to thank Twinkle Donuts in the Colony. They make a cronut. It's a croissant that they've converted into a donut.
Delightful.
It's light. I mean, it was so funny. When Chuck brought these, Charles brought these in the first time, this was hilarious. So I tried one or two of them. I moved on. He brought an apple fritter, so I had a piece of an apple fritter. Well, Kathy gets over there after the show, and
I was like, I guess I'll try one of these.
yeah, our backs are kind of to her, and we're kind of talking. I look over, and Kathy's doing this.
I was like,
She's like, I got to stop. Someone's
was
going to
like-
take this box away from me.
I wasn't eating that fast because I was savoring every bite because it was so good. But I ate one, and I was like, oh my! And then I had another one, and then I was like, okay, somebody tell me to leave. Just tell me to leave.
Absolutely.
Because I was like, I just walk away.
So yeah, out in the colony, they've got cronuts. You can see the picture there. They're very fantastic. If you go and you mention JP, Kathy, and the crew, you get 2 free cronut holes. That's right, 2 free cronut holes for
And
mentioning
they're
JP, Kathy, and the
delicious.
crew. We want to say good morning to Tyler Broadhurst. Thank you for joining.
Good
and then Kayla has joined
morning.
us. And again, she's coming on at 8:30.
I'm anxious
So
to hear it. You've built this story up. And
Oh, it's something else.
Yeah, you said I will not believe it, and
No.
the crew will not believe
no.
it. So
And then Tess Armstrong is going to be joining us Friday morning to watch a little bit.
Yay!
I think she's going to do like a bail bondsman type show here on JP,
that
Kathy, and the
would be
crew.
awesome.
Oh, I'm excited.
And talk about expertise.
Oh, goodness
out
gracious, yes.
the wazoo, my goodness.
I think Tess has seen it all.
Probably.
I think she has
She
seen
will have
it
to
all.
change the names to protect the innocent, but I think she's got stories galore.
Oh, there's no doubt about it, and
Well,
it's
and
cute.
we need to give out a shout out to Trevor and Krista
Oh, yep.
and Kathy,
And they got added to the
and
crew.
Trevor's mom, Kathy, who we had the pleasure of having dinner with last night. They were in from Massachusetts. Some of you may remember Trevor was on the show. I even sat next to him when he was in his clown attire. And for somebody who is deathly afraid of clowns, that was a big deal. But he's also been on our show talking about being successful while having autism. He's just, been on he's talked about a number of issues on our show. And he and his lovely fiance are absolutely precious. It was so nice to meet her in person, but like you said last night, JP, it was like we already knew her. You kind of, sometimes you really feel like you already know somebody, even if you just have met them through social media. So anyways, love y'all, and thank y'all so much for such a lovely evening last night.
Absolutely, it was a great time.
Wahlburgers, that's a great
Yeah,
place.
Wahlburgers. We went and had dinner with the members of the crew.
So that's a great
And
hamburger
if you
place.
want to be a member of the crew, send us a message on Messenger to the crew or to JP, Kathy, and the crew, and we'll get that information over to our administrator who handles that. And then you can join and be a part of the crew's conversation all day, every day. And trust me, that conversation goes on all the time.
It's good times.
Funny, hilarious, crazy stuff gets sent and put onto that page, or not page, but onto that messenger. I mean, it's hilarious. So we'd love to have you
sitcom
join
within
us.
itself.
Oh, goodness gracious, it
It's
is. All right.
great.
Currently, it is 8:23 here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
All right, JP, we've got a little bit of a cool front that has moved into the North Texas area. We are looking at a high of 93 today, a low of 75, currently still setting at 79 degrees and partly cloudy here at VentureX at our new studios.
And we love that. And if you want to know any more about VentureX, you can always ask us. We'd be more than happy to take you on a tour. But you can also go to VentureX-Frisco.com. That's VentureX-Frisco.com. And if you want to hire any of our staff, we've got great consultants. We've got great people that work with us. You can go to info@pro-maltese.com or frameworkspr.com. Did I get that right,
What if-
Charles?
frameworkspr.com.
.com. I got it
Yes.
right. There you go.
And now,
what about
if
our
they-
email?
Oh, you want your email?
What is our email?
It's like you want
You're
what
the
you
one
want.
who- you're the one who
Charles
made
is
it
like,
for
what
us.
you want your email? What's your
Yeah,
problem?
what's-
I bring you cronuts. What more do you want from me?
My goodness, you're demanding.
Yeah, he's like
Well,
stifle yourself.
What if they don't have a podcast studio? What could they do?
They could come right here to VentureX.
Absolutely.
And they can record. They can
Nice.
use it
Yeah,
as a
great,
podcast.
great prices here. And that's another. I'm glad y'all mentioned this. This made me think of something that we've been getting asked by members of the crew. They're like, I don't really feel comfortable doing a live show like you guys do because we don't care. We're like, yep, what you see is what you get. So here you go. I think that's part of the humor in our show is that we're just always stumbling all over ourselves and enjoying it while we're doing it. But you do not have to record your show live. You can pre-record the show, and then Charles, through the magic of broadcasting and science and technology, can put that on at any time that you want. We can do evening shows. We have a couple of evening shows that are going to start here by the end of the month. It can be an early morning show, a weekend show. Sky's the limit. And that's why we love this new format. Sky's the limit.
So they can use the very same equipment you're using.
Yes.
Absolutely. So
I will
in,
even
six,
lend
in
you my
6
unicorn.
minutes, we'll be joined with Kayla Forney, representing the
Excellent.
North Texas Jeep Club and what's gone on there. Again, very, very interesting and just some crazy stuff. I want to say good morning to Ron Baker. If you want to be a part of
Ron and
JP,
Melissa,
Kathy, and
good
the crew,
morning.
we would love you to come on and have a show on our network, the JP, Kathy, and the Crew Network. We're doing 12 hours of programming a day is what we're doing, with some replays on other shows on the other half of the 12 hours that exist in those 24 hours. And we would love to have you join us. Very inexpensive if you get in on the floor level with us right now and you join up. So you can always catch us at JP, Kathy, and the Crew 3@gmail.com, or feel free to call in at 214-494-1244. That's 214-494-1244.
494-1244.
1244.
We
There
like
you go.
all those fours.
I do. All right,
We
a
like
little
that.
bit of baseball news. A lot going on. Albert Pujols. I don't know what
How do you
I
say?
come-
How do you say his last name,
No,
Charles?
it's Pujols.
Is that how you
I know
say
how
it?
to say it. I speak Spanish, for goodness sakes. Pujols,
Okay, there you
close
go.
to Mays on the all-time home run list. So it's going to be fun to watch him in this abbreviated season to see if he can surpass Willie Mays. So a lot going on there. Baseball did not cancel, as you know.
Well, and we talked about that
Monday.
that there was a big talk out there that was a possibility. So
Very interesting. Some of the mascots hanging out with the cardboard cutouts in the stadium.
now that's funny.
If you go
Because
to-
I don't think I'm a big fan of the cardboard cutouts, but that's funny if the mascots are hanging out
They
with
are.
them. I love
They
that.
are. If you go to CBSSports.com
I love
MLB, it's hilarious. I don't know, Kathy, if you can see this, but
Turn
there
around
he
when
is.
you see,
He's kind
as
of
I
bored.
swig my
He's kind of
swig my
bored. He's
coffee.
just kind of hanging out with the
That
cardboard
is
cutouts there.
funny.
Yeah. Tell you what, if you want to watch some hard throwing
good.
pitching, you want to tune in to Jacob deGrom. This guy is now the hardest MLB throwing pitcher right now, and I mean he's on fire. And so again, I think pitchers are going to own the day when it comes to Major League Baseball in this shortened season.
Well, it's to their advantage. You know, there's no chance of wearing your arm out. You know, the likelihood of injuries when you're giving it your all is not as high when you've got a truncated season.
Absolutely, and something that I am disappointed in. Very, very sad. This last summer, Coach Quigley, he said, "JP, you got to go by when you're up in
Good morning,
Wisconsin
Coach.
and go over to the Field of Dreams."
Which you did.
I did, and I'm so glad that I did. I was prepared to try to figure out how to buy a ticket to the Yankees-Mets game that was going to be there.
Oh.
Yeah, there was going to be a huge game.
How
Iowa.
cool
I'm
would
sorry.
that have been?
It was Cardinals-White Sox game.
Oh,
And,
okay.
And guess what? They canceled it.
Oh man.
Which-
I was so envious when you were at Field of Dreams and you were sending pictures. I was like, I would give anything just to be there and lay in the field, look up at the stars at night. That had to be so cool.
Well, the game was on, and I was right. It was the Yankees to begin with. And so then when they revised the 60-game regional schedule, it was going to be who would take the place of the Yankees, and it was going to be the White Sox. And so it was going to be the Cardinals and the White Sox.
Right.
And MLB announced on Tuesday the game is postponed. They said, "We made every effort to go ahead with a first-class event for the people of Iowa, admirers of the film and fans generally," is what Commissioner Rob Manfred said in a statement. "Unfortunately, we have come to the conclusion that it would not be prudent to ask clubs to step outside their normal routines, given the evolving public health challenges. We hope to host the event in Iowa in 2021.
It's up on the screen.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh, there you
how
go.
amazing! And I got to go be there. The lady was so nice. We pull in the RV that my dad and I purchased, and we park. We got there like 20 minutes before it was supposed to close, and she says, "You know what? I'm not going to close the gate." She goes, "You guys can stay the night here if you want."
See, we love talk about a positive person
An experience. Absolutely.
That's one right there.
That's right.
PPE.
It is.
PPEs, hashtag PPE, hashtag positive person.
Are we going to talk basketball at
experience.
all?
Well, we're going to jump on the line with Kayla Forney. It's 8:29.
Oh, yes. Okay,
right
excellent.
now, and so we're going to be talking about what happened with the
Excellent.
North Texas Jeep Club.
Because I'd love to give a shout out to a particular basketball player if we get a chance.
We could probably get to that.
Okay.
Probably after the 8:45 interview, and we can talk a little basketball.
Fantastic.
But in the meantime, we want to get Kayla on the line
Almost there.
and talk
have
with
it,
her about what happened with the North Texas Jeep Club
I'm
and God,
very, very
Well,
curious about this.
or somebody that claims to be a son of God.
Interesting.
Oh, this is
very, very
yeah.
interested.
You don't
in
want to
hearing
miss out on this. This is very,
and Kayla's a
very
member
uncool.
of the crew, so we love her. Hello to you, Kayla.
Yeah, absolutely. She's where I got Stanley from.
Oh, there you go.
My little old Stanley.
Stanley, sweet little baby.
That's how I met Stanley. It's because of
JP
Kayla.
was doing an imitation of his puppy last night.
Oh, goodness gracious.
That was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, Jaw Jaw Binks. Stanley
Jar
is
Jar
Jaw Jaw
Binks,
Binks.
That's so funny.
All right. So, Charles, let us know when you're ready to go.
Yeah, I was up, but she had a problem connecting in, so I'm working with her.
All right.
Oh,
you guys
okay.
work together, get that worked out.
Well,
so,
can
Kathy,
I give a shout out to?
Let's go ahead. Let's talk a little basketball in the meantime.
Let's talk. I mean, this. I'm anxious to see this young man's career unfold, and this is Luka Doncic, is who I'm talking about with the Dallas Mavericks. He is unbelievably talented. He had in his game against the Kings a triple double to end all triple doubles. He had 34 points, 20 rebounds, and 12 assists. And this is just his second season. I think this guy is in goodness gracious, Lord willing, he stays injury free, and he is able to have a nice long career in the NBA. I can't even begin to imagine what records he will break, and if he will not, I would predict that he will go down as one of the greatest players in history, because this kid is on fire, and it's only his second season. I mean, that's a monster triple double.
Oh, gosh, yes.
I mean, wow. Just unbelievable.
So,
Unbelievable.
So what are we setting you up for? Well, the North Texas Jeep Club.
Yeah, I want to hear this story.
Well, they had gone out and had done a drive, right? And they've got their Trump, a lot of them are conservatives.
Right.
And so they've got their Trump and Pence flags and conservative stickers, and they pull into a parking area.
And this is a Jeep club. So people who are Jeep enthusiasts, who own Jeeps, who travel with them. I've got a girlfriend and her husband who they used to do a lot of family trips through a Jeep club and had a blast.
So
like mudding and four-wheeling and whatnot.
All the fun stuff. And so they had pulled off just to kind of take a break for a minute, and they had the most unlikely confrontation from a minister, a black minister out of the church. And Kayla, when we get her on,
is going to talk
about that and tell us about what they. You have her?
Yep, Kayla.
Good morning. We think we have her.
I can't hear her.
Good morning to Ashton. She just hopped on.
Oh, very
Are
good.
you there?
Charles, do you want me to Bluetooth her in?
Her mic. I don't know. Are you there, Kayla?
Ben
I see
Lawrence,
you
good morning.
joined.
Good to see you on the feed this morning. Tell Amber and all those beautiful kids hello for us. Also, you might want to start checking your school district websites.
Yes.
To see
yes,
if things have changed up. Are we staying hybrid? Are we going to have some kids in school? Are we going to have some kids online? Are we going to go completely online? Do recommend that you go and check out your school district's website. Make sure you are prepared for your first day of school, because the first day of schools are coming around. I talked with, again, the assistant superintendent for Marble Falls, and right now their plan is to have a hybrid, of course. They're going to do some online and some in play, and so, or in school. And so you want to check, because even he had told me that is changing daily, and so that can change.
Yeah, and then we're going to have Cody Weaver, who is Plano ISD school board trustee. Very appreciative. I reached out to him and had some issues about remote learning and kids who are working during school hours, and there might be some type of there may be a plan in the works in Plano ISD to accommodate kids who have a high GPA, don't have truancy issues, don't have behavior issues, and don't have any outstanding homework, so they can still keep some of these summer jobs during school hours, as long as they've have met certain parameters. And so anyways, Cody will be coming on the show hopefully sometime next week to discuss updates.
Very good. It is currently 8:33 here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
All right, and we've got a little bit of a cool front that moved through. We are looking at only a high of 93 today, which is unheard of in August here in North Texas. We are currently partly cloudy at 79 degrees, and then going to have a low of 75 today. And JP, I know you're going to ask me.
Oh, yeah.
Humidity's at 63%.
Oh, it went up.
Yeah, 2 percentage points.
That's too much.
Can you feel it?
Yeah, I can feel it. That's too much.
Here, tucked away in a nice office building with nice AC.
Yeah.
But you can still feel the
I can
humidity.
feel. Oh, goodness gracious! Are you kidding
He
me?
knew it.
It permeates through the walls.
He knew it.
I can feel it. I can feel it. Oh, sorry.
Oh.
And don't forget about those kiddos that are out there, because school supplies don't go away. So there's plenty of school supply drives.
Yes.
Where you can help out if you can afford to help out. So students will have the proper school supplies as they go forward to start their school year
And
off as well.
As a matter of fact, we're going to be talking Jackson Turner, one of our younger members of the crew, who has done amazing things with his nonprofit at such a young age. He's going to come on and talk about how you can help get backpacks to kids who don't have the means to have a backpack to carry their books and whatnot in. So can't wait to have him on the show.
And we love whatnots.
Yeah.
I love
Rocking and
whatnots.
rolling and whatnot.
I tell everybody that now.
Do you?
Yeah, I'm rocking and rolling.
no.
People are like, how are you? I'm like, I'm fantastic. I'm rocking and rolling and
Rocking and
whatnot.
rolling and whatnot.
Yeah, I'm living the dream or something like that. What else do you say? You have some of the greatest sayings in the world.
Oh, thank you. Because
I was
usually you
kidding.
make fun of me.
I'm making fun of you.
Okay, yeah. I was going to
Okay.
say, oh, you do like my sayings. No, you probably stop yourself and go, did I just
Kayla,
say
are
that?
you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh,
Hey,
good
there we
morning.
go. All right, Kayla, good morning.
Good morning.
So
Good
glad to have
morning.
you on.
Hey, thanks for joining us here again with JP, Kathy, and the crew. Kayla, you're a member of the North Texas Jeep Club, is that right?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay, and how long
I've been
have
a
you...
member for a year and a half.
All right, so a year and a half, and are you involved, or are you just kind of every once in a while hang out?
It's more of a every once in a while. Mainly, I got involved because my grandfather, I cherished him very much. And when I got my Wrangler, everybody says when you get a Wrangler, you have to name it. And that's when I looked into the North Texas Jeep Club, because they make emblems and stickers and whatnot. And, I threw it out there, kind of what his job was, which he was a trooper for 36 years and a very good one and a kind and fair man. He was also in the Navy prior to that. So we came up with trooper, and then underneath it is a fighting lady, and then DPS actually worked with me to Wichita Falls to put his badge number on it. So my Jeep basically embodies everything law enforcement that can be.
That's awesome.
And I was very emotional yesterday. I briefly kind of spoke with Charles a little bit about it too, and it made me really sad what happened. I wasn't there. I do have a
hold
friend
on, brakes,
that was there.
brakes. Put on the brakes. Your Jeep's going to go over the cliff. Oh! Come on back, Kayla. Hold on. Let me walk us through this. No, don't jump on me. Stay with me here for a second. So, Kayla, your group put together some kind of drive or go hanging out or doing something. What did the Jeep Club plan?
Okay. I know that Justin Gaffey is our president. He creates a majority of the stickers for all the clubs and the emblems for all the clubs. And it's just for North Texas Jeep Club. We're not part of the Brew crew. I mean, we're friends with them, but we're more family friendly, some would say.
Okay.
However, now it wasn't just the North Texas Jeep Club that was present, and from my understanding, the members of the North Texas Jeep Club were asked not to make this political. It was simply basically Back to Blue convoy. Now, there was not supposed to be a rally. It wasn't supposed to be a rally as said, which it wasn't. It was just simply a pit stop, which unfortunately they thought they had authorization, and from my understanding, they did believe that they had authorization to stop at this church as a pit stop, and it was a misunderstanding. It was a misunderstanding. Justin immediately went up there to apologize after the fact, because it wasn't just the North Texas Jeep Club. And, you know, things have been misconstrued. There's been threats made. I wasn't personally there. I have a friend that y'all will probably talk to later if you want to. Her name's Melinda Chavez, and she sent me some you know, other video feed of other people and their stories. And, you know, I know there was an incident where there were guns pulled out. Now, this pastor, the issue I have is I wasn't there, and I did write him a message on Facebook, and because it really hurt, because what he said was, if you were not saying Black Lives Matter in today's world, then you're part of the Klan.
Well,
If you were
wait, Kayla, is this a direct quote?
That is a direct quote. I have the video from this pastor where he says on his Facebook, with all his followers, congregation, and the same. Now, I'm not here to bash the pastor and whatnot, but, you know, our group has a right to defend ourselves, and we're being called racist, white supremacists. It was on WFAA where he went on and did an interview and said that 1,000 white supremacists came up. Now, he did speak to Ricky Smiley also and stated that what we did was come in the thousands and touch the sleeping giant. And on his on Facebook, it's kind of sad because he's basically kind of trying to declare war, saying that the 1,000 white supremacists find Trump flags. No, now I will tell you, Justin Gaffey did ask every member of the North Texas Jeep Club to keep politics out of it, make it about back in the police department. You know, that was the sole purpose of the convoy. Unfortunately, there are those few people that exercise their right to express themselves, and they flew Confederate flags and Trump flags. That's not any one person's fault, but to sit there and be a pastor, and, you know, this is how I feel as a person, as a member, to be a pastor and to go on and say, if you are not saying Black Lives Matter, or if you were part of this event, you're part of the Klan. You're the Klan.
Well, and it's obvious, Kayla. It's obvious that you're this. I mean, I can hear it in your voice. This hurts you emotionally. I mean, this really cut you to the quick because you are not a racist. You're not a member of the Klan, and for somebody to accuse you of that, I'd be devastated.
Right.
I would be dedevastated, especially if a man of God said that. Yeah, I would have too.
So let me recap before we go any further, because of the emotion, the upset, we're a little bit branched out, and so I want to bring everything back. The North Texas Jeep Club joined forces with others. I think there was a motorcycle group involved as well, to go out and do
Dodge Ram Club as well.
Right, and they just all got together to go on a drive to support Blue Lives Matter. They wanted to show their support for our local law enforcement and all that they do. And that's all it was. There was a call made ahead of schedule to a church to say, hey, can we stage here? Not to do a rally, not to break out a microphone. Just stage here, get out, take a break, rest, maybe visit amongst each other, and then we'll keep moving on. They get to the church. They get to the church, and they are met with this opposition, not from a member of the church, not from somebody driving by the church, but the actual religious leader of the church, who happened to be a black man, comes out.
Well, what he says, hold on, John, so you understand the extent of this. What the pastor said is that he received a text message and a phone call from the Dallas police chief asking, is it true that white supremacists, this is word for word quoting here, because I've watched the video countless times, is it true white supremacists have taken over your church? And he said yes. Now let me tell you and then in another quote he says, "Then let me tell you this: Oak Cliff and my hood showed up." So basically, he sent out a message to people that weren't even at church that showed up, and everybody was peacefully already leaving. They were calling us, I mean, from my understanding, and in talking to Melinda, they were calling members of the North Texas Jeep Club names, making threats, sitting. There was just a lot of things that were being said, and they were peacefully leaving. That's all they were trying to do, was just to peacefully leave.
So all of this is transpiring. Evidently, at some point, emotions get high.
Mm-hmm.
And so take us through what you know about that and how guns started getting pulled.
Okay, so from what I understand, it was a lady. There might be two ladies involved. They were trying to leave the property, and there's comments also on the pastor's page that that church wasn't the one to stop at, and they're strapped to the teeth with guns. And I honestly, John, I don't know the whole story. I tried to reach out last night. It was kind of late. I don't know the whole story on the gun. Melinda was actually there, and she would be able to tell you more. But for me, as you know, what I'm trying to do, me and my husband talked. I cried my eyes out because in the world where you can't be yourself or represent who you care about, like my Jeep, for instance, dedicated to my grandfather. When somebody's calling you a Klan member or a white supremacist in today's society, that's a target.
Right.
So
those are fighting words.
Jeep Club, huh?
Those are fighting words at that point. I mean, again, it's just
it
evokes emotion, and I think that it seems like that was the intent of a comment like that.
And I would agree with you. And the sad thing is Justin Gaffey, bless his heart, he has been stressed to the max, and all he's wanted to do is just his sole purpose is to clear the North Texas Jeep Club's name and make peace. He's tried to meet with this pastor several times. He has actually met with this pastor twice, or maybe three times, to my knowledge. And they're still trying to get to the bottom of who rerouted and took the convoy of all vehicles to that church, because there is a large Black Lives Matter. And then in one video, the pastor does say, well, we did say that a small group of people could rest here at the West Gate and it would be open. And that's something Melinda also knows, and it was a direct quote. But then it was, I don't know if that was the agenda or what it was, but it does feel like a setup kind of deal. And to me, the thing that hurts the most is to hear it from a pastor, because to me, that's not his house or his hood. That is God's house. And all should be welcome if you truly are for God. And that would have been he missed out to me on a very good opportunity to teach and learn and to bridge the gap.
Right. And I think, the thing is, Kayla, you've got more, like right now, what we need in this country are more people reaching out to each other and bridging that gap, like you discussed, and showing each other human kindness and leading by example. Right. We need more of that.
Well, and what we know is Martin Luther King Jr. would have invited you into his church.
Oh, goodness
in
gracious.
A heartbeat.
And would have treated you to a cup of coffee. Absolutely.
We do have a question. One of the questions is this a mega church pastor?
From his name, the church is Kinship West. Is it Kinship West? Hold on. Hold on. His name is Frederick Z. Haynes III. Is the pastor. You can go. I shared some videos in regards to, kind of what was said. Hold on one second. I actually had y'all pulled up on my Facebook and I was listening in.
Well, thank you. And we love that because you're a part of the crew.
Hold on one second.
Well, while she's looking that up, we'll go ahead and take a station identification break. It is currently 8:50 here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
All right, and JP, we have got a beautiful day today. 79 degrees, headed towards a high of 93 and a low of 75. Partly cloudy with the sun peeking out from around the clouds several times this afternoon. So get out there, get some vitamin D, boost your immune system, get healthy.
This is JP, Kathy, and the Crew Network. We welcome everybody and everybody's opinion with them to join us on any one of our social media areas. We've got YouTube out there with JP, Kathy, and the Crew.
We're even on Twitch.
Facebook, Twitch, Twitter with Periscope. And so we would love to have you join us, follow us, like us. Help us make
subscribe
our
to YouTube,
social
get
media
alerts,
network
all
the
that kinda
best
good
network
stuff.
in the world.
Yeah,
and it all happens
adding
because
new
of the Crew.
shows every day.
Every
and
day.
It's because of the Crew, and we love you. We would have never taken this leap of faith if it weren't for the Crew. So we just absolutely love and adore y'all, and are just so grateful that we get to spend multiple days a week with the Crew, and now with their shows,
That's right.
even more days a week.
Even more days.
And
All right.
evenings and weekends.
So the church is called Friendship West, is what the name of the church is. Thank you, Melinda and Jose Chavez, for that. And so I've got about 1 minute left. Kayla, let's go ahead and wrap up. What do you walk away from with this?
I walk away from this with a great sense of, the fact of how much division there is in America today. And that's the sad and harsh reality of it. I can go, and my mom is sitting right here and she could attest to this. I can go in my Jeep to Walmart and, I get looked. There was a moment where it took her a little too long because I drop her off. She doesn't have a vehicle. And me and my son came back and we waited. We went to, there's 3 Walmarts here in Wichita, and we waited at one of them that I'm not used to going to. And some of the looks I was getting from different ethnicities, when they don't even know my ethnicity. It's kind of startling in a way. I'm not for baiting no race war. And basically, I know in my heart that everybody, and there's even different ethnicities throughout North Texas Jeep Club. I know every single one of them. I know they had good intentions and heart. All they were trying to do was to back the police force, and sadly, they went to the wrong place. And it was a mistake. That mistake needs to be heard, and be heard that it was a mistake. And that be that. Let it be over with. It happened. It's over. Don't keep going on media for your 1 minute to fame and keep baiting this race war, because that's all it is doing. It's just fueling the fire. I know Justin's supposed to be talking to the pastor again. I don't agree with some of the antics. I wasn't raised that way to where it's one person's church. No, it's God's church, but that's me.
Right. And Kayla, I cannot tell you how much we appreciate you bringing the story to us.
Absolutely,
Here at JP, Kathy,
you
and
can hear the
Crew.
pain in your voice.
Yes, absolutely. And so thank you so much for exposing yourself. What I mean by that is sharing your
putting
emotions and
out
your
there.
heart.
Right.
Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, but blessings to you.
appreciate
Have a better day today.
Yep, have a better day. God bless you, Kayla, all right?
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Y'all be blessed too.
Thank you. All right. So, Kathy, quick alert. Tess
Yes.
Armstrong, one of our crew members, has said, hey, McKinney's not looking so good. So I went and pulled up the radar.
What does it look like over McKinney?
So right now you're looking at some severe thunderstorm possibilities through 9 o'clock in the morning. You're also looking at right now a weather pattern that has a lot of red and yellow in it. And so there could be possibility of hail if we're not careful with that, and some high winds. And it's on the tail end of it.
Okay,
In McKinney.
gotcha.
It's going over Sulphur Springs and carrying just north of the McKinney area. So Sherman, Denison, you're going to be in this. And then behind it is trailing just some more light rain. But right now we're looking at an area from Plano to McKinney, all the way up into Sherman, Denison, parts of Oklahoma. This thing scatters all the way up to Shawnee, Oklahoma. And the light rain stops just up 35 near Tulsa. So again, some heavy to severe rainstorms could be coming your direction. A lot of red, a lot of yellow inside the radar right now. So do be careful if you are on 75, on 35, heading up that direction. Do be careful. Tess Armstrong, thank you for the heads up. And I'm glad that we could get over to the radar and take a peek at the radar.
Well, we appreciate the crew. Anytime during our show, either call us, message us, ping us on one of our feeds, one of our social media feeds. And we love it because the crew's part of our show. They give us updates, alerts, all kinds of good stuff. And now some of them are creating their own shows to play here on the JP Kathy and the Crew Network.
Absolutely.
So this is an exciting time. This is an exciting time.
It is. I want to say hello to Robert Montgomery and McKinney ISD. They've jumped on the feed with us today as well, and so excited to have you joining us here on JP Kathy and the Crew. His mom joined us. I don't know if you remember Deborah.
Love it. Yeah.
From up in the St. Paul, Minnesota area.
That's right. Yes.
To give us an accounting of what was going on up there, and we're going to get her back on the air. The crew loved Deborah, and so can't wait to get her back on and talk about what's going on up there now, especially with the council and the mayor voting to defund the police department up there. So always interesting things going on. For sure.
Absolutely.
In this country right now. That's for darn
gosh.
sure.
I mean,
I've got that weather map if you want it.
Yeah, you want to
if
throw it
could
on
put
there
that
for
up,
everybody to see?
great.
That'd be fantastic.
And, I want to go
Charles.
back to Kayla and something she said. Everybody can be a leader. Every single person can be a leader. It doesn't matter what your background is, your age, how much money you have, you can lead. And I think we need more people to step up as leaders and do things like Charles has talked about, and we'll be talking about this more on Friday, which are these positive person experience or positive PE. Instead of being part of the problem and arguing and being angry and being cruel to someone who looks different than you or comes from a different, background, step up and be the one that makes that change and is kind and shows grace. And even if I would challenge members of the crew, because I know many of you are leaders in many different capacities, either in your job, your community, your family, your church. Step up, and even if someone is treating you in a cruel manner, answer it with kindness. Let's bring back humanity to this country.
Share their stories.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can call in on Friday. Please
share your stories. 214-494-1244.
It's 214-494-1244.
Call, talk to us, or ping us.
Kathy and the Crew 3 at gmail.com.
Yep. So email us a story. We'd love to have you call us. Let's all step up, and instead of being part of the problem, let's make the crew the solution.
Absolutely. I completely agree with that. On Friday, we're going to have Miss Texas here on the show.
Yay!
You don't want to miss her. She is fantastic and full of life.
We love Chandler.
Meet the longest reigning Miss Texas.
She will be
in
the
history
longest.
of state Texas.
Yeah, she'll be the longest reigning Miss Texas. She will have served really almost 2 full years by the time she crowns the next Miss Texas. So. Just very exciting. I think she's going back to school. She's finishing up her degree at UNT, but she will be video chatting with us on Friday, so you can see her beautiful face and talk about somebody who's a positive person walking experience, and that's Chandler. She's fantastic.
Well, and here's what's exciting. We're going to have her bumped out of the way and have her dad come on so we can get into the real conversation, which is going to be football and barbecue.
I love it. I love it.
We need to kind of knock her off the stage there.
No.
Just kidding, Chandler. I love you. But also, we're going to talk golf on Friday a little bit.
That's not Miss Texas.
What?
We have an image up there. That's not Miss Texas. No,
I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is. She's cute, but that's not the current Miss
She's
Texas.
cute, but that's not Miss Texas.
That was the MissTexas.org. So
no, not the right Miss Texas.
Look at the Miss Texas pageant.
So, while we're doing it,
she's cute, but she's not our Chandler.
Also on Friday, and this is a question I want to pose: how does this country not require a presidential debate between the two presidential nominees?
Don't even get me
No,
started.
I am on Friday because we're out of time. We only have a minute left. So
Yeah, we need like 5 hours just to discuss that.
I'm going to send a poll out. Please respond to the poll. Be active. Show you're active and engaged. How do we allow a presidential debate not to take place between the two presidential nominees? That'll be the big question on Friday that we're going to come out and grab. Please share all of our feeds. Like us on all of our feeds. Tell all of your friends to follow us. Remember, our goal is 100,000 followers by June, and we need you,
No
the crew,
pressure.
to help us get there. We come
No
to you live
pressure.
Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at VentureX here in Frisco, Texas. Have a very, very blessed day.
Absolutely.
Go
Have a
out.
blessed day. We love you, and we can't wait to see the crew again on Friday.
That's
and then
right.
rebroadcast from 11:30 to 1 on all of our social media
That's right.
platforms.
That's right. And then on Thursday, you can catch a rebroadcast of Ask Dr. Be Good from 5 to 6.
Oh, that was a great show. That was a
So
great
you don't want to
show.
miss that either. But here's the big thing. You ready for this? On Friday, we want to hear your positive person experiences. This is going to be our first Friday to do that. As the crew, get engaged. Or were you the positive person experience? We love you. We can't wait to see you on
Mwah.
Friday. Have a